Shortly after signing your PurpleCloud contract, you will receive what's called a customization workbook. This workbook is here to help us create your PurpleCloud shell. It is imperative that you complete this workbook in full detail. I'm here to show you how to complete this workbook. I'm going to give you some examples and some highlights just to help you out through this process. Now, as you can see here, I have already opened the workbook. And I'm currently on the tab that says Start Here. Again, this is the first tab located at the bottom of the workbook. If you're not on this tab, go ahead and click it. And once you click it, you'll see at the very top it says Insert your property's name here. So what you can do is simply highlight that whole red area and just type over it, or delete it out and then type over it. So I'm going to type in our dummy property name that we have of North Beach. Now for you, what you'll end up doing is typing your property's name here. After you do that, you can move on to step 1, which is the property info. So I'll go ahead and click on that. Now it may default to the bottom of the workbook. Make sure you scroll all the way up to see everything that you need to see and to complete. So today's date may default to November 19th of 2018. You can delete that out and type in today's date, whatever that may be. So right now it's 12/18/2020 on my end. I can type my regional's name. So I'll just type my regional's name in the fields, first and last, the GM's name, and also the IT person's contact first and last name. In addition to that, you will need to type in the hotel name, the brand. For this example, I'll use Marriott, the hotel phone number, the hotel street address, the hotel city, the abbreviation for the state, and the zip code as well. Now, below the hotel zip code, you do not need to fill in these areas. This is something that the PurpleCloud team will fill in for you. So once you do fill in the hotel zip code, go ahead and skip to step number 2, which is room list. Now what you'll notice here is on the first column here, it says hotel or building. So if you don't have multiple buildings and you just have a hotel, just one main building, you can just type that hotel name all the way down to complete the rest of the columns here. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you 2 examples. So if you have one building and not multiple buildings, then you can type in your room number, the first room number, the floor that it's located on, and the room type. So whatever your room types are, everyone has different room types. So for this example, I'll just do this. All right. On the second line, you'll do the same thing, even though it's repetitive. And then you will keep doing this all the way until you complete all of your room numbers here. Now, if you do have multiple buildings, then we can do building A, type in your room number, your floor that it's on, and the room type, and then you would just continue on. So if I have other buildings that I would like to add here, and so on and so forth. So this is an example of how you can fill in the room list. Now, in addition to that, we do want you to add in your grounds, your pool, your lobby, your breakfast area, registration, parking if you have that, business center, etc. So all of your public spaces need to be added in here as well. Now for the floor number, you can just put 1 for those floor numbers. Do not leave those blank. Or if it's a lobby or whatever the case may be, make sure you type that into room type. Moving on to step 3, we have your room count, your room type, your stayover rooms, minutes to clean, your departure rooms, minutes to clean as well. So again, the room types pertain to what you typed into step 2. So if I have multiple king rooms, I need to count those out from the list. So I'll go there and I'll say I have 1 king room. And again, this is just an example. If you have 30 king rooms, you would need to type 30 in the room count. Now the stayover room minutes to clean, this is asking how long does it take to clean this room if it's a stayover. So for this example, I'll just do 30 minutes. If it's a departure room, how long does it take to clean? So if the guest is departing for the day, how long would it take to clean that whole room? So for this example, I'll put 45 minutes. And so you would continue this process on down. Again, if you have queen rooms, 25, we can do 40 minutes for that. So again, count how many room types you have for one particular room type, and then put that under the room count. Put in your stayover minutes to clean and your departure minutes to clean as well. Now once you do complete that, you can now move on to step 4, which is your staff information. So make sure you scroll all the way over to the left to see everything if you don't see everything on the current worksheet. And also try scrolling up too, just to make sure that you're at the top. Now as you can see here, we do have information pertaining to this area as well. MN stands for manager, HK is housekeeping, FD equals front desk, EN is engineering, SP is service person. And we do have others as well. If you don't see what you need listed here, you can always just leave it blank, and then we can fill that in once the workbook is uploaded. So for this example, I'll go ahead and type in the first person's name. Once I click enroll, I can add in if they're a manager, housekeeper, front desk, EN, which is engineering, or SP, which is service person. So for this role, I'll put MN for manager. And then I can select their role from the drop down as well. And then, can this person change the room status from clean to inspected or self-inspect? You can say yes or no to that. Minutes assigned daily, this is how many rooms that they will be signed. So 480 minutes equals 8 hours. So I'll add that in. Language, we do have multiple languages. So if you don't see the language that the person speaks, you can always leave that blank and then type it in later on. But for this example, I'll go ahead and choose EN for English. And if translation is needed, I would say yes, but if not, you can say no. All right, we can move on to the second person. So I'll do Adria. And we can choose her role from the drop down. So housekeeping is HK. Can this person change the room status from clean to inspected? I'll say no. Minutes assigned daily, again, 8 hours or 480 minutes. If she speaks a different language like Spanish, I could choose ES for Spanish. And if translation is needed, I could say yes to that. So you would complete this all the way down until you have everyone's name listed in here. Once you complete this side, you can move on to step 5, which are your quick pick messages. Now these quick pick messages will show up in PurpleCloud in 2 different areas. They'll show up inside of the rooms for your quick pick messages, and then they'll show up in the messaging area as well as your out of room messages. Now as you can see here, we have types as need, we have request in here, and we have work orders in here as well. So needs will go to your service persons or your servicemen. Requests go to your housekeeping department, and then your work orders go to your engineering department. So as you can see here, we have a few examples already set up for you. You can use these and add on to this list here, or you can just leave these. And if you need us for anything, please reach out, support@purplecloudtech.com. Now, one last thing is that once you complete this workbook, make sure you click on File, Save As, and give it a name. and then go ahead and upload that workbook back to the form that we sent this workbook to you from. Thank you and have a great day.